Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next match in the Zelda 1 Randomizer Tournament for 2022. We have Race 2 between Jam Evil, JSR, Nim, and Eat My Steel here on SpeedGaming. 3, I am Elsoa, and I am joined by Stags28.
Hello, hello.
So, what you can see in the parentheses is the scores of the runners, which kind of gives you an idea of where they placed in the last race that they had. And really, what that's going to do a lot of is give you a sense of who is in what kind of position coming into this race, as far as, okay, folks like JSR and EMS with the higher point totals, they're in a little bit of a better position to secure their first or rather, not to secure their first, but to secure the first guaranteed person moving on from this group.
But it's not a total sense of security. Any one of these four could win this race outright. It's a really great group.
Absolutely. And there is always the possibility of the magical reverse, as I call it, where the runners finish in the exact opposite order as they did last race, and everybody has 5 going into the third race.
Ooh, that sounds like chaos. I'm rooting for it.
Well, it looks like we do have a start over at Candle Row. Not a bad place to get this going.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how quickly these runners can get that candle to be able to really take advantage of the opportunity there.
You can see we have Jam playing as Nudie McBeardman, EMS playing as the old woman, and then Nim and JSR both playing as Link. The sprites have absolutely no difference in terms of functionality. It is a completely cosmetic option.
I like the creativity with it.
So far, we found a whole lot of nothing in the first minute, although it has only been about a minute, so what do you really expect?
Yeah, not a lot of open caves right near the start, so they really need that candle to get things going.
Probably the best part about their start is level 1 vanilla, as we find level 8 over at the Grave Armos. That vanilla level 1 spot is sometimes a little bit awkward to route in, so when you start near it, it's a lot easier to get it in. Same with this desert cave, which is just a potion shop. And we're seeing Jam and EMS going for the clip. Jam gets it and is rewarded with a boomerang.
All hail the banana.
A boomerang is not a terrible weapon to have early because you can stun overworld enemies with it, you can pick up items from afar with it, but it does tend to lose its value pretty quickly. What doesn't lose its value quickly is that mid-secret, though.
And we found 61 rupee candle. It's not super expensive.
No, especially not with the mid-secret being 37. That, to me, is a candle that Nim may consider purchasing. None of the other runners have seen that candle shop yet, so if Nim gets a large secret here, I could see a candle purchase being the next thing he does.
Yeah, with the starting position, I would go out of my way to get the candle as quickly as I could.
Everyone, we have 1 rupee bomb packs. Out of all the things...
That's almost free.
So go ahead.
That's almost free.
Yeah, if you're a runner of this game, that is one of the best things you can see in any seed.
And Jam Evil making really good use of that boomerang to start and get through.
EMS taking a depth up in the northwest corner. We have yet to see a sword show up yet, although that's not too terribly surprising, as we're just right now doing our initial exploration.
Every time I play and I get a sword before the 30 minutes, I feel like I'm lucky.
Well, I think it's kind of interesting. It'll be kind of interesting to see the different approaches the runners take. Nim finds level 8 now. We'll see if he decides to dig it, as JSR finds a gambling spot. And we have not yet seen the Armos item, I don't think. Could be here. Nope. Oh, that's a large secret. 147 rupees for the large secret. JSR is rich.
Wow, that worked out very nicely.
A
very large secret and free bombs.
Yeah, this is a great start for JSR. I bet you if JSR sees a candle shop, he's just gonna buy the candle.
Yeah, candle, arrows, whatever you can get at this point.
I could also see a couple of key purchases, given that keys in the early game tend to be very valuable. There's actually a pretty good, in my opinion, possibility that JSR will elect not to buy a candle and just buy 1 or 2 keys, and still.
Did I just see the?
Go ahead.
Did I just see the wand on the Armos item?
Believe not. From chat that it was Silver's, as Nim is our first runner to get the sword.
Silver, sorry to interrupt you there.
Hey, Silvers are good. Like, nobody's gonna complain about free Silvers.
Oh no. Oh no.
JSR will see the candle shop here. We'll see if he buys it. I don't think I'd be surprised either way. Yep, he's gonna go ahead and buy it. I could also see a key purchase being made here, but it looks like not quite yet. Silvers as the Armos item is one of those things where you're really happy to see it, but it doesn't quite do anything for you immediately. Also, it looks like we have a Death Mountain sword, so that's going to be fun. Nim may be the only runner to have a sword for a good couple of minutes here.
The 180 prophecy continues.
Jam is in level 5. JSR has just gotten stuck up, but it's only an 18 rupee door repair, so it is below vanilla. And now JSR is maxed out on money. I feel like with this much money, you really got to start considering the key or the blue ring purchase. Probably, I think keys over blue ring, or just get a stick up.
Yeah, I think it depends on what order you find them.
Jam without that candle is not going to be able to get these East 4 spots immediately, but we will get to see what our coast item is. Nim now finds the Great Bomb Shop.
And it is the raft.
Ooh, interesting. So with the forced overworld block on, that raft could very well be required depending on what we find and where. JSR is going to elect to buy 1 key. Nim is now in level 6, but Nim does have a sword.
Eat My Steel gets the good news.
Finds the level 1 at the Armos. JSR finds level 5. Now, Jam finds the bomb shop. As JSR is about to find level 1 here, JSR may elect to go ahead and clear the entire overworld before digging any of these dungeons with where that sword is. But Jam also does have a key to get into that top room of level 1 when he gets back there.
No. Eat My Steel taking one of my least favorite checks in the game is that Vanilla 2 is just so out of the way.
And also a pain to get into if you don't have good weaponry like this. Although it looks like this time JSR is going to be able to do it. We'll take a bop on the way out, though. consider resetting in level 1, but looks like he's just going to keep moving onward. Maybe hope to get a heart off of, say, an Octorok or something. Gets the silvers. And that's a mugger room if I've ever seen one. Pay a heart or a bomb. Thankfully, Jam, sitting on just 3 hearts, can go Zombie Link and not have to worry about it. And now JSR is going to go Burn Candle Row. JSR finds level 2. I'm curious if he's not going to elect to dig it.
Nope.
Interesting.
Full see you later.
Yeah, he has no interest in digging any of these dungeons until he has that sword.
Yeah, you know, in some of the dungeons, I'm okay. Just a cursory exploration, just to see if there's an item that you can get into really easily, an open staircase. But 2 is really tough. It's gonna be a floor item, so you might have to actually clear a room. It makes it a lot harder.
Nim is going to get a candle out of a Take-Any cave, electing not to purchase one. JSR is going to go back to the bomb shop. And it's interesting that Nim, even with the sword advantage, there hasn't really been much movement by any of the runners. Like, there's been a lot of exploration, but not a whole lot of dungeon exploration.
Oh, rough death there for Nim.
Jam is now going to get to this lower corner. No, Jam is on his way to the candle shop. JSR is going to get to this lower southwest corner and get a heart, presumably. Ooh, that was not where the heart was. That was a candle shop. Never mind. Nim did purchase a candle. EMS will now purchase a candle. JSR is taking the Any Roads. Honestly, these Any Roads are going to be pretty helpful for him, as they'll get him up towards where that sword is a little bit faster. Jam now has a candle.
Yeah, so all 4 of them have candles now. That's helpful.
And it looks like JSR is going to go ahead and do the Death Mountain bomb spots before going for the open cave. This strikes me as JSR taking the approach of, I'm going to do all of my overworld exploration early so that I know kind of where everything is and have a sense of what is going to be blocked.
And JSR did find mags there, and it is a very inconvenient location also. We might not see them pick that up.
Well, here's the thing about it. It's right next to an Any Road, so it's not as inconvenient as it may seem. The bigger issue, of course, is getting near an Any Road when you have the hearts, and getting the hearts to begin with, because without Heart Shuffle on, your odds of getting a high amount of hearts are lower than average. Also, I believe we've seen levels 1, 2, 7, 8, 6, 5. We have not seen 3, 4, or 9 yet. Unless we have seen 3 and I just missed it. Well, here's level 9.
Actually, where level 9 is, now it seems very likely that we will see someone pick up mags.
That's really going to depend on the number of parts, though, as Jam is going to pick up a blue ring. JSR back up to near max money. I don't think the blue ring purchase is a bad idea. You know you're going to have Dark Nuts and Wish Herbs in dungeons. And you don't know exactly how easy or hard the dungeons are going to be, so you might end up really needing that blue ring just to kind of keep things going. JSR is going to go check this one loose spot over here in the grave.
As wealthy of a seed as this has been thus far, I think it's automatic to get that blue ring.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of the prioritization of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very large secret, cheap bombs.
JSR is now headed to Vanilla 6, not going to get a sword here. We'll see if he elects to go to the waterfall first or up to the stupid Death Mountain cave first.
Is that the official title?
No, that's just what I call it. Although JSR is up to 5 hearts. Looks like JSR has somewhere else in mind. Looks like the bomb shop is on his mind. Still no sign of white sword items, still no sign of level 4. And I believe we might have seen level 3 on one of the runner sides, but if not, that is also still MIA. So we still have a pretty good shot at some of our overworld blocks. Now, I do wonder if you... No, you don't pick up the arrows, you have the silver arrows. What am I talking about?
Yeah, that you only buy that if you have money to burn for days and days and days.
Looks like JSR is going to head back to the Any Road. Well, he's going to check the spot first, because he never burned this on the way through. JM is now finding level 4, so that means either level 3 or the white sword item is what's overworld blocked. JM will have the sword slightly before JSR, but JSR will gain the knowledge of where level 7 is, which is not an inconvenient location to get to by any stretch. Nim, with having the sword already, has been digging level 5 for a little bit, but I have not seen anything of major note there, and EMS is now doing the waterfall area. JSR is back over on the northeast. Now, I don't really think any of the runners are necessarily going to feel like they're behind here. Nim may feel a little bit ahead just from having the sword earlier, but late swords are not exactly that uncommon with this flag set. Oh, but Nim gets the early ladder. Now, that could be a big factor.
Yeah, that's a lovely find. You get the ladder and the heart automatically in 5. A quick clear is really nice here.
Yeah, Nim just needs to go get that Triforce, and that's gonna be all that was written about this level 5. So I think Nim is probably in the best position of the runners, but that is a very loose term of the word, loose usage of the word best, because there's just so much we haven't seen yet. EMS is gonna get their sword now, so that's gonna leave, So this is kind of interesting. That right now, it's really a question of the combat knowledge versus the exploration knowledge, and I think the exploration knowledge ultimately is a little bit better with this level of skill that the runners have across all 4 of them. Although JSR might be slightly annoyed to find that the sword was in the last possible spot for him. And JSR does not have the boomerang, so he's got to be careful on the screen. Oh, there's a bomb and a heart. That's what he needed. He'll get in this cave.
And Nim is on the board first with the Triforce from 5.
That is a good dungeon to have done for Nim. I almost would go immediately to get the raft on the coast, and it looks like that's where Nim's headed. Get the raft. Go check that raft spot while you're there.
And then you can ride off the coast completely.
Yup. Well, except for the power bracelet spot, but you have enough ways to get back there. Jam is fighting a room full of blue wizards and a Gibdom. JSR finds level 4. And we're hearing a shout of thief. JSR heading to the sword cave, gonna get the sword, jam back into level 4. So now, I assume if you're JSR, you go to 4 first, because that's the most convenient dungeon to get to. EMS headed back to level 5, did not see a white sword item over on the raft spot. Oh no, EMS is headed to level 1. And JSR not headed to level 4. At least not yet, as the spot still clear. Elects not to buy the blue ring there, and takes the death. Magic key found in level 4 for Jam.
Ooh, that is a lovely find.
Now, if you're JSR, where are you headed here? That's the big question.
And you have the weapon. You have the permanent weapon now.
I'm a little surprised he didn't immediately go into level 2, but he might just be topping off his bombs here, because he's got knowledge that level 2 is right here on Candle Row. So I actually think that's where you go first. But it looks like no. He's gonna go presumably to 1?
He did save, so you might be doing some bomb checks and then come back if there's nothing good.
That's right, I forgot he hadn't done these yet.
I always forget about this spot.
There is a reason it's called Forgotten Spot. That's just a letter. Looks like he is going to keep the letter. See where it goes from here. EMS continuing to make his way through the level 1. Nim getting up to 6 hearts. Jam still in level 4 looking for the Triforce. Could be Dig Dogger blocked. JSR also going up to 6 hearts now.
Yeah, we didn't see the white sword item yet, right?
Right. Nim is going to find level 2. Probably will dig it. JSR headed to the desert open cave and is going to elect to buy a potion. Not a bad idea. EMS gets a Triforce out of level 1. Jam is in a room full of Vires, which they do not die to bombs. That's very important.
Oh, that is mean. Mean.
JSR elects to get a fairy heal. EMS back into level 1 looking for items.
So we have a lot of options for that white sword cave. I would love to see the bow there. That would be a lot of fun.
I kind of want to see the power bracelet. And then level 3's power bracelet blocked.
You know, to get both the bow and silvers from essentially free items, I think would be just really funny.
It looks like JSR is headed to level 1. Nim is now in level 2. Got a map out of here somewhere, or potentially got a book. Looks more like you got a map. EMS and JSR are now both in level 1, looking for items, and JSR also looking for the Triforce. Jam and Nim both in level 2, looking for items and Triforce. There's the map.
A very beautifully small level 2.
The shape of it looks like it's almost like one of those like coffee mug or coffee carafe type things with a really big handle on the other end that's one-sided.
Oh, that's a lot better than the taser that I thought it was.
I don't know. I think the taser is, but I don't know. I'm partial. I like the taser. We're also hearing it's a cactus that fell over. JSR and EMS are in the same room. This will be an item. It is a heart container. JSR probably will be a little bit Well, neither of them is going to be necessarily disappointed to see it because EMS was not at 6 hearts yet, and JSR knows where the magical sword is. Jam's got to be careful in this room, down to half a heart, and with 4 BMOs, you spend a lot of time dodging, but there is a Triforce for Jam. Nim is not on that side of the dungeon, but will end up making his way over there. JSR is fighting his way through level 1, as is EMS. Jam goes back into level 2 looking for the item. These dungeons are not necessarily easy to do on Wood Sword, because you have a lot of high HP enemies so far. So shoutouts to the runners for being able to do these types of rooms on just a wooden sword. That's a shoot room in level 2. JSR is going to elect to use a potion. Not a bad idea. It is better to use the potion than to die with it in hand. Especially with the amount of money in this seed. And if you're not considering a blue ring purchase, that's Patrick. Now, there is still a floor drop remaining in level 1, so that's why you see the 2 runners that are in level 1 clearing these rooms out. Is that floor drop is not necessarily something that's not going to be useful. EMS is going to go ahead and elect to fight the Patra. Bomb upgrade for Jam in level 2, but will not be able to afford that at the moment. So far, just keys out of the drop rooms.
Yeah, when you've already seen the boomerang, diving for this floor item makes complete sense.
And apparently we're getting word that it was a red candle in level 2. EMS picks up the floor heart in level 1. We know that is the floor heart because we've already seen the coast heart in the stair. JSR gets some bombs, and there's the bow in level 1. Hello! That, if you're JSR, you are a very happy person to see that. You don't have to deal with any more Pulse Voice rooms. That is going to speed up his dungeon exploration significantly.
Yeah, that's a great find.
Doesn't help with the Dark Nuts, but JSR doing some spawn manipulations to try to reduce the number of Dark Nuts he has to kill. Very smart play.
And can he get them all?
No, you'll have to fight 1 Dark Nut, but 1 Dark Nut is a lot better than 3. And the blue Dark Nuts seem to have rolled down. Jam with the candle in 2, JSR with the Triforce out of level 1. He just needs Overworld blocks, and he's in go mode, and he knows that the raft is on the coast. I could see a 5 dig here, actually.
Where was 5 again?
Right here.
Well, there you go.
Also, remember, JSR is the only runner that has seen level 7 up to this point, and level 7 was up on Death Mountain. So JSR knows what exactly is blocked at this point. He will not be upset to see that key. Looks like no raft blocks in this seed. Gonna have to find the power bracelet or the recorder or both. And now you can see where that bow and silvers is really helping out JSR.
Yeah, it's free combat.
I didn't see if EMS picked up the bow or if EMS has decided to leave level 1 for now. Jam now back into some money. Free, in air quotes, Triforce in 5, but Jam's thinking about it. But that Triforce is so close to start that... Or JSR's thinking about it. But that Triforce is so close to start that JSR can kind of just do whatever. JSR gonna give the heart up. I don't disagree with the play here. And the reason I don't disagree with the play at all is you already have enough hearts to get your white sword item. And while magical sword is nice to have, these runners are not going to need that magical sword in order to beat this seed. So if giving up a heart lets them have that additional bomb, then yeah, they'll give that heart up.
Yeah, I mean, the argument in the other side is that it's such a cash-rich seed that being able to buy the bomb upgrade seems very likely.
But I think the fair counter argument to that is if it's such a cash-rich seed, you can spend that money on potions and keys instead of bomb upgrades, especially because you're not guaranteed to find that bomb upgrade. You may never come across one.
It's all true. It's all true.
I think I would do the same thing in JSR's shoes, as I would go ahead and just give up the heart there. Because there's no real reason not to. And to answer the question in chat of why we have one Triforce at 30 minutes between all the runners, this seed has been very overworld exploration heavy at the start. And now we're seeing the runners kind of just go dungeon to dungeon. So I think we're going to see a lot more Triforces and a lot more items come in very rapidly across the 4 runners' screens. Pretty much starting effectively now, as they all are continuing to dig dungeons. Although 3 of them are in the same dungeon.
Yeah, combat has not been wildly friendly either at this point either.
Right. And JSR being the only person with the bow and silvers will have a significant advantage with all these Bull's Voice dungeons.
Well, I mean, sure, if you want to play fast.
Yeah, but, why would you want to do that? Just stab the bunny like 12 times. JSR gets the ladder in 5, and probably feels pretty good about his position right now.
Yeah, I never feel like I'm ahead when I'm playing, but I think I would at this point.
I don't believe EMS got the bow out of 1. There is a wand in level 6 for Nim. That is also very helpful for combat. And the reason I think if you're JSR you would feel good about your position is, at this point you just need an overworld blocking item and you just got access to one of them. You know where most of your dungeons are, and you have bow and silvers already, so as soon as you find your dungeons, you're not digging anything else. So, now the same could be said for, say, Nim having gotten the clear of 5 and 6 done so quickly. Especially with having that relatively early sword up at the top of Death Mountain. EMS and Jam may feel the same way because he's thinking, okay, I got a blue ring, so I can tank a little bit more, so I'll be more willing to do some of the tough combat rooms, and if the tough combat rooms have some items, then I'm good there. And EMS may be saying the same thing, because, the seed's been kind of weird. Looks like JSR is going to immediately go cash in the raft, doesn't even care about level 2 before checking this. Which I think is kind of interesting. Because I feel like I'd be a little bit willing to check 2 before checking this raft spot. Just because of how small 2 is.
With the overworld death right here, I wouldn't be surprised if JSR goes right back to 2 at this point.
Yeah, I don't see a reason to skip 2 to immediately go check that raft spot when you can get back there pretty quickly, and you kinda, I think, have to go back there anyway. That is not a friendly lane molar room. That's a Triforce for Jam. And I believe Jam picked up the ladder.
Yes.
And JSR is going to leave level 2. This, I now agree with. Now that you've seen that your start of level 2 is land molas, now I think this makes sense to go ahead and leave and come back later. Potentially just getting a fairy heal to go back in, but Nim is going to take a ride on the Any Roads. Jam is going to head back to level 1. And this I do expect Jam will dig both items out of it. Especially with the blue ring, he'll be able to tank a little bit more hits, and this will get Jam his bow as well as his extra heart if he decides to pick it up.
Wow, silver's just blowing through the land molas.
Yeah, the silvers are definitely, like, Patras and, like, there are certain enemies that cannot be affected by silvers, and for those you're going to have to use Wood Sword until you get a wand or use bombs. But again, with the runners being at this level of caliber, Wood Sword is not going to be a concern for any of them. EMS is doing a South Coast check. Nim is in the area of Monocle Rock, finishing off these last little couple of checks. Let's see. Nim is going to elect to pick up this money. Puts him within blue ring purchase striking distance.
Yeah, it looks like the red dark nuts rolled up also.
It's a little bit unfortunate, as you always like when your bomb droppers don't roll up. That's a bow for Jam and a meat for EMS, and a very quick Triforce room for JSR. But now you can see Jam also with that bow and silvers is just going to start ripping through these dungeons. And remember, Jam does have the any key. That is not an insignificant factor at this stage, because we have not seen a whole lot of keys across the three runners, even with a good cash seed.
No, you can see it right now. 1, 1, 1, all.
So that's something we are going to have to keep in mind a little bit, as Jam will pick up the Triforce out of level 2. JSR will get the red candle out of level 2. Sorry, Jam picked up the Triforce out of level 1. My apologies.
Ties up the score.
EMS back in 1, looking for the second item. Jam heading back into 1, doing the same. Nim in level 1, looking for the items. Gonna find the heart container pretty soon. And JSR headed up towards, I believe this is a level 4 play, which will net JSR the any key, which will be good. That'll help even out the key front. Presumably, we'll go ahead and pick up the Triforce with ladder and bow. Not a whole lot to stop him besides a Dig Dogger, but we haven't really seen any of those. I am curious to see if JSR will elect to do 7 before 6. Because I believe, based on our item knowledge, 7 has to have one of Recorder or Power Bracelet. Well, no, it could be the second item in 8.
Well, at this point, 3 is the Overworld block, right?
3 and the White Sword item.
Both. Nice.
But I had not considered, as Chad is pointing out, specifically our tracker, one of our trackers, Boletta, is pointing out, is that I had not considered the second item in 8, which will very well be a factor. EMS is going to try to plow through these Dark Nuts, but has to be careful, only on half a heart. Gets a clock. And 7 is in the vicinity of level 4, so there's a very real possibility that you just go to level 4 or level 7 when you're done with 4. Bow for EMS out of level 1. Heart for JM Evil. Patra for Nim. Gleok for JSR.
It was a very timely drop.
Yes. JSR now gets the bad news that the virus will not die. Probably will not spend much more silver arrows on them unless it's just convenient to do so. Like that. Into level 2 for EMS. Reverse clip for JSR. Gets him an any key. Jam finishing up the North Coast. Landmo death for EMS. Not surprising at all. Landmos are jerks. Another timely clock drop for Nim. That's going to be a bow for Nim.
So it looks like everyone is fully equipped at this point. It's just a matter... I think we need the power bracelet and the recorder, possibly. And then it's just get ready to go.
Right. Now that Dig Dogger could hold the Triforce here in this level 4. We don't know yet. Ooh, the red Wizrobes rolled to 2. What a room for JSR, too, to get all of them to kind of bunch up like that. Jam headed back into level 8. Right. JSR going to use a second potion. Again, there's a lot of things that I have personally changed as a runner, and as a runner, I'm starting to very much like potion uses when you're on critical health in rooms like this.
It's so much faster to heal up than it is to die and get back here. And then you're still at low health anyway.
Yep. Especially when you see this now. EMS gets the Triforce out of level 2, gonna go back in looking for the item. JSR gonna continue fighting. Gleok gets a compass, indicating where the Triforce is. Jam sees a bomb upgrade, probably will buy it actually. It's only +2. Ooh. A Dig Dogger blocking level 4's Triforce. Okay, alright. Now this gets exciting. And actually, with that find, I think we are required to get both Power Bracelet and Recorder. Well, no, not necessarily.
Yeah, it could be Vanilla 7.
Right, and the White Sword item in this case is not going to be a required item unless it's the Power Bracelet. We know something is blocked by a Power Bracelet, but we don't know if it's the White Sword item or not. Jam finds the Triforce in level 8, but is looking for that second item, as JSR heads to 7.
Wow, that would be quite the fetch quest, to have the Power Bracelet locked behind the Recorder.
I almost want to see one of the two items in 7, the other one in 8. And both of them required. Well, we know the Recorder's required no matter what, because of that Dig Dogger. Nim now back in level 2. I believe he's been here before. Jam gonna fight the Patra here in level 8, because this can be a push block, but it is not.
And 2 is the Land of Landmolas.
To answer the question that's come up in chat, yes, the numbers in parentheses are their current point total for this round of the group stage. Nim gets a Triforce out of level 2. EMS still looking for the item in here.
And that is 4 pieces of Triforce for Nim.
This race is actually quite tight, in spite of what the Triforce numbers would indicate. Remember that Nim has that level 6 done, so there's a very real possibility that JSR and Jam could go to level 6 instead of level 7/8, respectively. Especially given that Jam doesn't know where level 7 is.
You know, we were talking before the race about how good of a race we were anticipating, and it is shaping up exactly like that. This is neck and neck. And neck and neck.
Absolutely. Now, neither runner's necessarily going to be disappointed in what they get out of level, what's it called? They're not necessarily going to be disappointed in what they get out of level 6 if they choose to dig it, but they still have to choose to dig 6. And they may not be as keen on digging 6 as they would be on potentially 8 or 7, because 7's usually a tiny bit smaller, although in this case I'm not entirely convinced. And in 8's case, it does have the second item, which increases the value of a level 8 dig. And the best part is we can't even process our elimination our way into what's in 9, because for all we know, one of Recorder or Power Bracelet is in level 3. Or the White Sword item. So we can't really process of elimination much here besides just whatever's blocking 3 cannot be in 3.
Yeah, there's no table still.
EMS back in level 8. Jam's still looking for that second item. Has seen most of the level at this point. I think Dagger's not going to block anything of use in level 8 because it's at most going to just be a map. But given that we have the map on Jam's side and have not seen a book yet, we can presume that the map of level 8 is in fact available without killing a Big Dogger. JSR that's not a room you want to do, especially when you pretty much know it's going to be a transport stair.
Wand paying big dividends right now for Nim.
Yeah, this is where I think Nim regains a little bit of ground, not just from having done level 6, but having the wand to make 8 faster.
Yeah, you combine those, it quadruples the power?
Wand combined with the wood sword is a 3 damage hit.
Alright, so triples. Okay.
Yep. Wand and white sword is the classic 4 damage wand sword glitch. And then you can't deal with the magical sword to deal 6 damage on 1 frame, which is just silly. Second item in 8 is the red ring. So that's going to be very good news for JM in terms of combat. However, that is going to put our blocking item here in level 7.
So JM already had the blue ring, I believe.
Yes.
So it's not as huge of a pickup, but you always take it, definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
But it'll be a great find for Nim.
I think if I'm JSR, I'm a little concerned about that blue wizard room because that can be the stair room. We're gonna get the forced bomb on the Molder room. JM headed back to the Triforce. Nim clearing the Patra. EMS getting the wand. JSR getting ready to fight some Wizrobes. Gets a good set of bombs to start off. Gotta be careful, though. Unfortunately, Wizrobes do not drop clocks.
Reset the room. Reset the room. It's a good move.
Absolutely. Now, unfortunately, JSR cannot leave this dungeon without completely respawning all the Wizrobes, so getting more bombs is going to require killing some Wizrobes, and this is pretty deep in 7, so a death here would be very much unfriendly to have to take. Triforce and Wanda for EMS. JM is going to check Magical Sword, cannot pick it up on 10. Heart for JSR doesn't change anything in terms of the combat state. He will still die in 1 hit. Being down to 1 blue Wizard, though, gets it. Does it push? No.
Sad trombone.
And now JSR does have a direction he can go. Jam finds level 7. But Jam is also going to have to clear the 7. Jam will have the advantage of having the red ring, so we'll be able to plow through some of these rooms a little bit more quickly, as he won't have to be as concerned about his health. But JSR already has that exploration advantage on 7, and already knows he doesn't have to do the rest of it. This Patra, however, JSR's best bet is going to be to sneak past it, may consider doing a candle boost, but does not need to, gets a good pattern out of the Patra, and is on his way up to this north portion of 7.
Wave to Cleo on your way by.
And there's the item. Gonna use the silvers in this room with no hesitation. And what is our reward? A transport. This is probably gonna take him back to that blue wizard room. Yup. Thank you, T-Room.
This game is so mean.
I know, right? Now EMS is in the area to find level 7. Nim is still back on level 8. JSR is going to save out of a level 7, presumably to buy some bombs and then go back in with full bombs. This will give Jam a chance to pull the lead ahead out from JSR. And EMS right behind, also going into 7. And this actually could put EMS in a frontrunner's position because EMS has done level 6 along with Nim.
And Nim getting that red ring.
Nim currently is in the best shape in terms of raw combat power, having the red ring and the wand. So Nim will likely be able, when they get to 7, will be able to actually get through the 7 faster than any of the runners up to this point because of that wand red ring combination, allowing him to do the face tanking that Jam is doing, and at the same time have the quicker combat that EMS is having.
Yeah, it's hard to say who's in the lead, but the more I look at this, the more I think I would say that Nim is in the lead.
I would disagree. I would actually say EMS. And the reason I say EMS is Nim does not yet know where level 7 is. EMS does, and EMS has that wand coming in, even though EMS doesn't have the red ring, but that may push EMS away from this Wizard Broom. JSR back in level 6 now, gonna get his wand, gonna get his Triforce, probably be a little disappointed to see it. But... oh, sorry, go ahead.
So that's the 5th Tringle for Nim there. And it's a big level 8, too.
Yeah, I don't disagree that... Again, I think at this exact moment EMS is in the lead, but as soon as Nim finds 7, I think Nim will catch back up and take that lead spot. But, again, this is still super close.
Yeah, definitely anyone's race.
And there's no guarantees one way or the other about how this race is going to turn out right now. Especially because we haven't even seen level 9 yet. Jam gets into the item room in level 7. You have to come in from the left. Jam will be our first runner to get the power bracelet. But Jam does not know the Triforce is Dig Dogger blocked yet, so he's going to keep exploring. Nim finds level 9, will find level 7 most soon. The thing that hit JSR was JSR ran out of bombs in level 7 fighting the Wizard Broom and did not have the bombs to get into the, what's it called? The room with the power bracelet. JSR gonna find the wand here in level 6. Gonna pick it up. Nim is on the path to getting to that, level 7, but also is in a little bit of a bomb situation.
And it looks like Mags did not roll all the way down.
And right now, I think, to me, Jam has actually pulled out the lead now from having the bombs and the knowledge to be able to get into that room to get the power bracelet. JSR with the Triforce out of level 6. JSR may go back to 8 here. Because he may be thinking, okay, well, the flute might be blocking the item in 7. If he goes back to 8, it will get him a red ring, but it's gonna definitely cost him a bunch of time, because Nim has already done level 8. EMS has not gone back to 8 yet, but EMS may never go back to 8 now. Because EMS may not need to if he pulls his power bracelet out. Nim now in level 7.
Yeah, you know it's a really close race when... or good race when we keep going back and forth with who has the lead at any given point.
And JSR electing not to go back to level 8 just yet. Cannot pick up a magic sword on 11 hearts. But JSR electing to go back to level 7, it seems. No? JSR is going to 8.
Well, JSR hasn't cleared 8 yet, or doesn't have the Triforce yet, so we'll see how that plays out.
Right. And JSR may end up just having a quicker 8 if he's able to just route his way into the 2 items more quickly. Nim now in the bottom portion of 7. Jam has left level 7. Likely knows now that he needs a recorder to get his Triforce out of there. JSR has left the boomerang behind. EMS in the terrible Wizard Broom. Oh no, Jam's looking for bombs. There we go. There's the bombs for Jam. Meanwhile, everyone else is in level 7. JM, leaving level 7, has presumably now seen that it's blocked. JM finds level 9 here on Death Mountain.
And Nim finds the map and sees just how unfriendly level 7 is.
EMS now has the knowledge that the Triforce, or I believe should have the knowledge now that the Triforce is ladder blocked. JSR finds the transport stair in level 8. JM gonna try Magical Sword, does not get it. Nim now headed to this north portion of 7 where the power bracelet is. JSR finds 2 bomb walls in level 8 and elects to go to the left first. EMS, poking around where the Triforce room was, does not have that map.
JSR continuing the deep dive on 8.
You can't really blame him, though, because he's got the one room in 7 where he doesn't have a Triforce, but now that he has the knowledge of where Triforce is in 8, it's a question of, do you really want to go all the way back through that level 7 versus check this 8 out?
Yeah, I mean, as far all he knows, the power bracelet could be right here.
White sword is white sword. It's power bracelet blocked. That's going to put the recorder in level 3, which means a double dip of 7 is required, and on top of that, the book and the blue boomerang will be in level 9.
Everything plays out so conveniently.
So, if you had a double dip... Oh, and naturally, it's going to be the last spot on the overworld is where level 3 is, which is that Coast Power Bracelet spot.
Yes.
JSR is still working his way through level 8. Jam, I don't believe, has checked the Straff spot yet, or may also just be looking to buy some bombs, because, you know, bombs are basically free. Jam gets a little bit of money. Nim is in this horrible wizard room. I don't believe he's realized that this is not going to be the item stair. Either that or he's trying to get back through. EMS now in the correct area, just needs to bomb into that one room. Nim being out of bombs is highly unfortunate, but could get some bombs here. EMS is going to bomb the correct way to get into the room with the power bracelet. Jam is going to finish out his Deadwoods exploration. I believe JSR is in the room with the red ring. Nope.
Nim gets a very needed compass right there.
Yes. JM still looking for level 3. EMS now also looking for level 3. Has about as much of exploration left to do as JM does. Nim is not superbly far behind. JSR is tying up loose ends here in level 8. Also, JSR is tying up loose ends in level 8. JM has to still do level 6. JM will spend a little time here in 6. EMS finds 9. JSR is still looking through 8.
And Nim's still without bombs, unfortunately.
Now here's the thing. We know JSR will have to go back to level 8 when he's done... Level 7 when he's done with this level 8, because there's literally nowhere else left to go. JSR will have the automatic knowledge that, okay, I have to go to the power bracelet spots to get into level 3.
And Jam gets the 1, JSR gets the red ring. Things are cleaning up.
And oh, by the way, level 9 can still level 9.
Oh, we are nowhere near done yet.
Yeah, this is... Here's the thing. I don't actually know which runner is currently technically the farthest ahead, and I'm putting that in massive air quotes, because I don't know what knowledge each of the runners have at this point, because I haven't been tracking that as much. So it really comes down to which runner gets that knowledge of, oh, I have to have the power bracelet to get into level 3 first, and gets that power bracelet to get into level 3. So realistically, we could have all 4 runners entering level 3 at the same time. Jam is now in the south corner. JSR gets the bomb upgrade and is going to get the Triforce here.
Nim finally got the floor drop of bombs.
EMS just now finding level 4. So this is going to take a little bit of time for EMS. Jam looks like he's headed up to the Forgotten Spot area. Jam headed back to level 7. You see, this is why I said I'm not keeping track of who has what knowledge, because I didn't know EMS didn't know where level 4 was.
The EMS has 5 keys now. I think probably needs to wait until it has 7 or 8 keys and then get the any key. Oh, there's 6. Okay.
Jam gets a letter. JSR in level 7, looking at his map to make sure, and he probably sees the one room that he missed. Right, Jam... And Chad is pointing out that Jam doesn't necessarily know that level 3 is blocked yet, because the White Sword was blocked. Level 9 is up in the northeast portion of West Death Mountain. And JSR is beelining right back for that room. Jam heading back into level 4. I don't think he knows the Triforce in here is whistle blocked yet. Oh man, now that all of the runners are basically doing a full clear of the seed, suddenly what we thought was going to be an issue for JSR, now JSR is back in that driver's seat position because JSR has already done all the overworld exploration. He knows he has to go to the power bracelet spots here.
And now has the power bracelet.
Man, this is... I almost think you just check all the power bracelet spots anyway, because you're still missing a White Sword item. You don't know if your White Sword item is going to be recorder. Even after you get the recorder, like, White Sword item still has 3 potentials, 2 of which are good. So perhaps if you're JSR, you just go for the White Sword item anyway. I don't know, though, because if you figure you had to leave 7, you might feel like you're behind. So you might not be willing to go to extra spots if you don't need to. But the White Sword does speed up your combat in all these dungeons.
And EMS gets the any key now, also.
GM gets a map before, and now he knows for certain that it's a recorder block. JSR now headed to... I'm gonna guess he goes Forest Tile first. I don't see why you would go Coast before you go Forest. Well, he's gonna prove me wrong and go Coast before he goes Forest. Okay.
Curveballs, you gotta love them.
And there's level 3. So JSR first runner into level 3, which will have a recorder in it. Although he doesn't necessarily know that yet. Trolldongo's being Trolldongo.
Wow, these ones are so good at it, too.
Yeah. Gets the double there.
EMS going right behind.
Jam now headed into level 3. EMS headed into level 3. We have 3 runners in level 3 at the same time, and Nim is not too far off of the trail. Hold on to your butts, folks.
It's a 3x3.
I wonder if the runners go back to check Magical Sword if they get a heart in here.
I doubt that Jam would with the wand and the white sword. Just go out of the way for it. But I would definitely check it on the way to 9.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just thinking that you're not going to get any more hearts after you get the heart out of 3. If you get the heart out of 3, so whether you get it on the way into 7 or the way into 9, it almost doesn't matter. Getting it on the way into 7 just might open up some other fun possibilities. Let's see if Nim goes for spot or co-spot first. Okay, Nim is going to go for a spot first, so Nim and Jam will have the white sword.
This move makes sense to me. You're right next to getting the full refill and not taking it.
Again, they're curveballs. JSR with the recorder, I sincerely doubt he goes and checks out. Those are the 2 spots for the white sword item, unless he's thinking white sword or book is going to be that valuable, which, to be fair, level 9 with a book is not bad to do. Because it does give you a map. All the runners are in level 3 at the same time. JSR will be the first out the door.
Oh, that is 6 Triforce pieces now.
Jam not too far behind. Nim gets the heart container out of level 3. And JSR says absolutely not to any other caves. He will not check that white sword item, so he will be on wood sword for level 9. Which again, he does not need white sword, it's just a combat speed up. But if level 9 is not Wizrobe heavy, that may become a moot point. EMS up to 11 hearts. Jam also getting the Triforce out of level 3. Will be very close behind. And I like the choice to go to 4 first. Nim with the recorder out of level 3.
Was that the Superman theme?
I think so? We'll get to hear it again.
I seem to recall that was John Williams. I really enjoyed that.
EMS now getting the recorder out of level 3. I'm going to try to pay attention to when the runners enter 9 to kind of get a sense of what the differences look like. Easy Triforce Guardian in level 4. Nim gets the Triforce out of 3 and is on his way out.
And yeah, JSR with a super quick Triforce in 4 now has 7. And just needs 7.
Yep. And there's no real good way to get back to 7 except to just hoof it. EMS is done with level 3. Nim is heading a little bit of a different direction. But so is EMS. Oh, EMS is going to go make the check. EMS is going to go make this check and get their white sword. Nim's going to get a refill on hearts. EMS with a white sword. Nim is going to buy some potions. All right.
Yep.
I like this.
Full wallet, might as well.
Yep. You already have red rings, so you're not going to spend money on much else. JSR heading straight to the Triforce room in 7. Jam not far behind at all. Nim is headed to Recorder Lake to see what's here. It's another potion shop. I want to say Nim has seen where level 4 is. Has Nim not seen level 4?
I don't remember where level 4 is off the top of my head. I didn't see where EMS went in.
It's at the top of the ladder going up towards Vanilla 9.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Alright, JSR has all of the Triforce pieces, has all of the items necessary to complete level 9.
And is right next to it.
And Nim looks to be looking for level 4. Which, okay, Nim's gonna find it relatively quickly because, you know, it's not necessarily that hard to find at this stage. Alright, 10908 for JSR. Hopefully somebody's writing this down.
That escalated really quickly.
What thing?
Oh, getting from, what, 5 Triforce pieces all the way into 9?
Yeah. Jam has gotten his last Triforce piece. He will also be going into 9 very soon here.
We are listening for a roar at this point.
Yep.
Also looking for a shutter door that does not open when the room is cleared.
Jam enters 10952. Okay, chat saying 10950. EMS going back into level 8. Never got the Triforce out of here. Nim about to find level 4.
This was a really quick Triforce, so that won't take much of a search here.
And the Triforce in 4 was not exactly long to get either. EMS is going to get the red ring significantly quicker than all the other runners did. A life or bomb room, you're going to give the heart up here. There's no way you give up the bomb capacity at 9, even with the bomb upgrade in hand.
You know, I didn't even notice that Jam made it into 9 either. I was looking at Nim and EMS. We definitely have a race.
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing. This, should JSR pull off the W here and take first place, he will be guaranteed to be moving on. If Jam takes the first place here, that is going to put him in a much stronger position going into Game 3, but will likely prevent anybody from being guaranteed moving on. Oh, but we have a roar on JSR's side. And JSR can get into the room no matter what. Oh, and Zelda's right here! Wow, okay, well. This will be quick.
Here's Ganon.
Oh, but Jam's also in the room!
Wow.
If Jam bombs to the left here, this could be within seconds!
Jam doesn't know where the princess is, but
Jam
has
also,
the lock.
But Jam has a white sword. If Jam bombs to the left here, he will steal this away from JSR. But he's not going to do that, but there is a path back to where Zelda is from here. JSR's got to move quick. JSR has Ganon down. Jam is not bombing, though.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Everyone, please get your GGs in chat. It will be JSR taking first place with an official time of 1:12:27. And that will guarantee JSR moving on into the next phase with 8 points, as the lowest now he can have is 9. We are joined by JSR in the booth right as Jam finds the door to Zelda.
Hey, how's it going?
Wow.
There was no leader in this race. Even now, there is still no leader in this race. Even though 2 people have finished. It was that close.
2 people fighting Ganon at the same time, still no leader.
That's insane. I just saw the Jam pretty much was right behind me. Holy moly.
Jam actually took down Ganon first, but came in from the top, and so didn't know where the princess was.
I guess the staircase that I took kind of like dumped me right there, and I was gonna go back and clear that Pole's voice room, but I had to count a 9. So the only reason I didn't clear that Pulse Voice room to see that was Zelda was because I had a count of 9. But I went down and heard the roar. I was like, the heck with it, man. I'm using my bombs now. My goodness.
We actually thought that if Jam had bombed left, this seed literally would have come down to White Sword versus Wood Sword. And the White Sword was at the Power Bracelet spot by the Fairy Fountain.
Oh, so he didn't know that you could bomb in from the left?
Right.
No,
he eventually went down and came from the bottom.
So my count basically is the only reason I got. That's insane. That's insane, man.
Yeah, like I said, there was no leader until like pretty much 30 seconds after the two of you finished.
This was one of the best races I've watched.
Oh my goodness. It's funny too because I don't normally get nervous until I kill Ganon, especially if I know where Zelda is, because I open up the race room. You know, I expect to see, a dot done or two, especially in a seed like this. And it's going into this race. I've been having like some confidence issues with practice and stuff like that, and like, just like I didn't necessarily want to win this. I mean, obviously, everyone wants to win, but I just wanted to get a good place. Just move on, get that in. But this is more than I could have ever asked for. I'm on cloud 9 right now.
Yeah, it was a very well raced seed. So GG's and congrats.
Level 7, man.
Yeah, that level 7 decided it did not like you today.
Well, my instincts were telling me that was a good play, especially because it was tucked in the corner and I found it early, so I wanted the item out of it, and I figured it was good. And of course, the only room in the entire dungeon that I didn't check because I ran out of bombs was the power bracelet. That probably cost me 5 or 6 minutes, because I knew that level 3 was blocked. Or I figured that either it was blocked by the power bracelet or the recorder was the White Sword item. I don't know if did anyone ever find it?
Yes, the White Sword item was the White Sword. It was found at the Power Bracelet spot over by the Fairy Fountain near the desert. Everybody had it except for yourself.
And it's funny is I usually would check that first, but because I had the northeast one, I was like, all right, I'll hit the one in the south area of the map by the coast, and then I'll just make my way up. And it turned out that it almost cost me the race. That's kind of cool. Like, I love that the little intricacies, the little nuances that you don't really put much into as you're playing, but like, 2 little things changed the course of this race in 2 big directions, and it's like, that's what Randomizer is so great, man. The race is not over till it's over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as a quick aside, Nim did get the Triforce from 4, is back in 7. EMS is in 9. But the fun thing about that race is from 30 to 50 minute mark in that 20-minute period, I think we named all 4 racers as being, theoretically ahead.
Can't confirm.
Which is just insane. Like, usually in Rando, it's hard to see who has like an advantage, and in a seed like this, it's pretty much anyone's game until they find that item. I was really convinced that the recorder was going to be an 8 when I was in 7 and could not figure out how to get the item. I was just like, I kept looking over thinking like, oh my goodness, man, I should have just gone to 8. Forget 7.
It looks like we have Jam Evil in the booth also. GG's.
Hey, yeah, thanks. I didn't know we were going to do commentary. I thought we weren't going to do commentary afterwards. But I guess that's only if you win. You want to do commentary.
No, I was not going to do an interview today. I wasn't feeling that great this morning, but the races always get me pumped up, man. They always get me pumped up.
That was super close. Yeah, my detriment was full clearing level 8 and leaving the power bracelet spot where level 3 was as the last check location. I got thrown off a little bit thinking that, okay, I got my one overworld block with the White Sword. I don't really need to prioritize the next power bracelet spot, and proceeded to go to the 4 corners of Hyrule and just finish up the loose ends that I had from previously. That's where my major time loss was.
Did you get the bracelet your first time in 7?
The bracelet?
The power... no, I'm sorry. The power bracelet was in 7, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need whistle, though.
No, I went into 7, and I saw that the recorder
No. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't get it the first time. I don't believe no.
Yeah, I had full cleared 7, with the one room exception being the recorder room or the power bracelet room, and I had no bombs. So I had to leave, and then I came back and got the bracelet. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! So I ended up having to triple that 7.
Yeah, I believe I did too.
Not to interrupt, but EMS just took down Ganon.
And is got there the Jam Evil manner coming from the top room,
But
is bombing left.
And,
And there it
Wow.
is. Well, takes the correct room. I don't want to put any salt in any wound here, Jam Evil, but you actually beat Ganon, I want to say 2 or 3 seconds before JSR did.
If you ever have to preface a sentence with that, reevaluate the sentence before.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I only finished, 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds after. So, yeah, clearly we were very close. Yeah.
It was right there. JSR came from the left and knew where the princess was. It was so close the entire way.
Yeah, sure. That's what racing's all about. We love level 9. We love having that randomness factor of you don't know which way anything is. It is what it is. It's randomizer. Anyone can win at any time. Doesn't matter how good you are or how terrible you are. If you play the seed and follow the logic and make a risk here or there, you're gonna come out on top.
I'll tell you, the artistic judges loved it.
And we are joined by EMS here in the booth. GG's on the big money and prizes, because there was definitely a lot of money in the seed. Holy cow.
Absolutely, thanks. GG's, guys.
GG EMS.
Yeah, great game.
Oh. That scene was fun though to start. Like you were saying, it was a lot of money. The door repair wasn't bad. How about the price of bombs? Even though it was kind of annoying to get to.
Between that and the large secret.
Yeah, I mean, like money was never an issue, and then of course I ended up burning about 100 rupees on the silver arrows, but it's just too fast.
I bought a blue rig. I bought a bomb upgrade. I bought, just bought whatever came by.
And how about that bomb upgrade, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, 2 bombs is better than none.
Exactly. And at that point, I had so many rupees, it was kind of like, why not?
I'd like to note that not a single runner picked up a candle out of a take any. All 4 of you bought candles.
Take any's were very difficult to find.
Did anyone buy arrows, though? I almost did.
I don't think we saw an arrow purchase, because everybody got the silvers pretty early, and we're like, okay, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because I got the Armos item on the last Armos check, so I think I was already at max rupees when I found the silvers. I was about to go buy arrows, and I got a little lucky with that.
So how do you guys feel about the whole, hey, we're just gonna, go give you... It's probably already been discussed, but now that we have EMS in here, we can also ask him the thoughts on the whole, here's all the things you need to kill Ganon, now go dig 7 out in Death Mountain for a power bracelet that's in the back of the dungeon for no discernible reason.
Just so you can go get the recorder to come back later. It's awesome. But that's what's great about this flag set, is that you can't ever take anything for granted. I mean, I could have had that power bracelet 30 minutes before I got it if I had just had one more bomb. It's like that can change the entire course of a race with just one block. One simple bomb hole, one crazy shutter door that you thought was Zelda, but there's a wall master hiding behind it. That's what's great about Zelda 1 Rando. It's like literally of all of the randomizers I've ever seen, I mean, on a just randomness scale, like it doesn't matter how good you are, like Jam was saying, it doesn't matter how good you are, it doesn't matter how lucky you are, you can win a race on any given day against anybody, and that's what's great about it.
Yeah, and speaking of that 7, if I would have just gone the right way, going right instead of going up, find the bomb hole, and going every which ways, and if I went right and found the map, it would have been a lot less time in that dumb 7. I hated it.
So there's a little bit of discussion about it in chat, so I guess I'll bring it up here.
Oh, you don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to come in first tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's fine.
So
Yeah, we're good.
Here's what we have for points. As you can see on the screen, because they're all updated. JSR with 8 points. Your worst case scenario is now you have 9 points, which means you will advance, I think, no matter what now. Jam and EMS, you both have 5 points, which means whichever of you places ahead of the other is probably has a very good shot at advancing. Nim with 2 points, his best case scenario is 6, which probably has some potential to create some drama for somebody. But I'm not 100% sure on that because that's trying to do math while live on Twitch, and we know how that goes.
And Nim has taken down Ganon, came in from the right, so this is a third entry point that we hadn't seen yet. And not going to the left.
I now find it kind of humorous that the only way to get into Ganon's room is to bomb in, but you can bomb in from every direction.
My humorous part of this seed was when I thought I needed meat in level 1, went around, bought it, come back, and there was one room I didn't clear for the bow. So.
I don't know about you folks, but I've only seen, I've probably done close to 200 practice seeds at this point, and I think I've only seen a bait block like twice.
Out of all the seeds I've done with this flag set, I have not, I think, seen an actual bait block in the ones that I've played. Although that does sound like a flag suggestion of just add bait blocks.
I mean,
well, wait a
blocks, yeah, guaranteed. I mean, there in shapes in general, there's not a lot of bait blocks, really.
Mm-hmm.
Just I've noticed that I've seen more in vanilla, just because the dungeons themselves have more rules to follow, like as far as bomb walls go, and so yeah, I've seen very little myself, but I think it was more than the average in general for me. Like, it's not every seed. Maybe you said you played like 200, so I'd say probably like maybe 6 or 7 out of 200. Yeah.
Okay.
I played a seed just yesterday or the day before where walking into the very first dungeon, the first room was a bait block. They're out there.
Yeah,
That's the kind of seed I like. Throw a little chaos in there, you know it. Like, I want my ladder block to be the first room in. Like, all right, I'll come back with the ladder. But then, I was going to say, chat likes it when the ladder block, is 10 rooms in after you do a staircase and you have to kill 8 blue wizrobes. And then you're like, oh, okay.
I'm starting to think that chat doesn't like us.
I think chat just doesn't. I think what it is chat likes the runners when they're not running the race and just wants the runners to have to deal with everything when they are running.
Yeah, it's like your favorite pet dog, and then let's just play Pokemon. Your favorite Pokemon, you raise them, train them, you love them, and then you throw them in a ring to fight each other. Pokemon.
Also,
rated E for everyone.
Rated E, yes.
Also, I'd like to, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm going to go ahead and bow out. I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for the race. It's been so much fun, and this is something I really needed. It's been a rough week for me, so this was nice. And thank you, everyone behind the scenes and all that, for putting this together. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
And Nim just finished. Sorry to jump in right there. Nim just finished from a totally different direction than we had seen also.
Yeah, I'll see everyone tomorrow, and thanks again for the race, and best of luck tomorrow.
Yep.
GG's.
GG, man.
Yep.
GG.
Same thing. Yep. Take us out. I'll see you later. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, if you want more bait blocks, you do second quest dungeons or mixed dungeons. You get an extra one, right?
I would approve this. Just do a full second quest, everything. Problem solved.
I'm never against that.
Well, problem solved and several problems created.
Sounds like we will not be getting, or we will not be able to have Nim join us for an interview, but with this layout, we currently have going into race 3, one person known to be advancing through JSR, and definitely a bit of a race for that second place spot to see who's going to move on to the brackets and join JSR in the brackets.
Yeah, I look forward to the race tomorrow. It should be fun.
But I think that's going to do it for us here.
Did Jam never die?
He's got one death.
One death. Okay.
Which, still, to have that few deaths in the seed is quite impressive, especially with the amount available.
Yeah, it was relatively low health, and it was combat heavy, and still, that's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, the early combat was a little rough going beginning, but yeah, once you got ring and stuff, there's so much money, you had enough stuff to supplement yourself.
I think only Nim bought potions. I don't think you did. I don't think anyone else did.
I think JSR bought a potion.
Okay.
But he bought his potion early.
I was never in the right spot to buy a potion when I had money or the letter or anything. Otherwise, I usually do if I have the cash laying around.
Potions are an underrated item in this game. Just saying, even when you have to fill from half a heart to the full 16, if you get 16 hearts.
And once you get red ring, it's much less of an issue. You don't really worry about it at that point.
Right. Unless we had second quest bubbles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yuck. Well, that was an awfully fun race. Remember to follow the runners. They put on a great show for us today.
Absolutely. Also, want to give a thank you to Camion and Boletta doing the tracking for us, keeping up with all of the craziness that was that mid portion of this race. As well as my co-com Stags28.
Yep. Thank you, also. It was a pleasure to join you in the booth today. You're a legend among men.
Thought I was a legend among birds.
You know, I keep trying to keep track of it.
Yeah, something pigeons everywhere. Anyway, that's going to do it for us, folks. I'm not 100% sure of what we have coming up, but we do have a lot of stuff coming up here on the Speed Gaming Family Network, so stay tuned if you like speedruns and races of multiple types.
It's been a lovely, lovely Saturday afternoon. Go outside and dance in the rain if it's raining where you are, like it is here. And have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much for joining.